Hey, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. And today, well, we got a fun one today, people. We got a fun one today. One that I was hoping to get last year, but didn't quite work out that way. Oh, here comes my co-host. Here comes the co-host. There she is. Hi, sweetie. You were there sleeping, weren't you? That's my girl. All right, that's my co-host, Juno, coming in to join us. And today we got one from the Knife Center. It's coming from the Knife Center, people. So let's go ahead and open it up. In my pocket today, a knife that's been going to work with me since I modified it with some skiff bearings. My MSI. Absolutely love my MSI. And I checked on the shipping from Votex, and my item has been fulfilled and it's on its way here. It's got a tracking number. It's on its way here from Australia. So that's going to be the carbon fiber scales for this one. The black carbon fiber scales. I'll let you know what Votex is all about. I've never ordered anything from them before. I was looking for scales. Trying to open this without cutting the box. Okay, here we go. And it's a CIVIVI. I haven't done a CIVIVI in a long time, people. Oh, I got a free gift. Free gift. Got a free gift also. Put this over here for now. And let's see what the package slips say. Here we go. The SKU number. CIVIVI 22036-DS1. Description. CIVIVI knives, Snex Vision FG Superlock, folding knife, blade length 3.54 inches, 3.54 inches. Type of steel, Damascus, reverse Tonto blade, Ivory G10 handles. Keep everything together here. I'm gonna put this back in the bag. Well, not put in the box, huh? No, you know what? Put in the bag. And this was a free gift. Well, I think it's from Wee Knife Company. Very cool bracelet. Very cool. All right, sweetie, gotta get down, kiddo. Gotta get down, kiddo. That's my girl. All right, let's put all this stuff over here. Cool bracelet. Okay, we'll sport that. We'll sport that. All right, let me see what we got here. I've been wanting one of these, people. I wanted to get one last year, and I didn't get one last year. So I got this one at the end of last year, but it's just now getting here. So this is gonna be a new one for this year. I've been wanting to check these out. I've been watching everybody else's videos on them. As you all know, I like to fidget, and this is a Fidget Master. CIVIVI's Fidget Master. Oh, y'all know all the stuff that you guys, because these videos been out for a while. I'm late to the game. All the little goodies that CIVIVI always gives you. CIVIVI's got a lot of class, so you know you got to admit to that. CIVIVI does have a lot of class. All right. You know I'm gonna put the packaging slip in here. I always like to keep everything together so I know how much I paid for things and always have all the information on everything. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. As you see on the table here, I got my other CIVIVIs from back in the day when I was into CIVIVIs. So I thought I would bring them back out so they could see the new kid on the block. The new CIVIVI on the block. All right. Absolutely loving this one though, people. With these bearings in it, it's super smooth. It's just like my what do you call it? The Atlas, 3.5-inch Atlas. This one's super smooth now. It's like you don't even feel it. Like when you got the original bearings in here, you can feel the bearings. But when you go to the skiffs with the 20 ball bearings, ceramic ball bearings, and cage and phosphorus bronze cages, it takes it to another level, people. That's why I like skiffs, people. That's why I like skiffs. Excellent knife. Absolutely love it. I might actually sort of like this one better than the amphibian. I don't know. And the reason why I say that is just more practical. I love the way the amphibian looks, but I like the way this one handles. Okay, let's get into this one now. This right now is just going to be an unboxing. This is going to be a part 1 of my new Vision FG with the Damascus blade and Ivory G10 handle scales. Feels like this one needs skip bearings too. I put skip bearings in some of these. I can't remember which ones, but they use a what was it, a 5mm pivot with a 1/16 ceramic ball bearing. And I think the skip bearings for them have 11 ball bearings. Go check out the Skip's website. It feels like it needs maybe put a little lube in it. And maybe the pivot's a little bit too tight too. Let me see. Oh, that's really tight. That's really tight. Let's loosen up the pivot a little bit. And this one is supposed to be, I think, a T8 or a T6 or something. I can't remember. I watch everybody's videos on it. Okay, that's too small. Okay, so those are 6s. And that's a T8. Okay, so the pocket clip is a 6. The 2 pocket clip screws are the 6. And the pivot is a T8. Okay, that might be too much. Oh, there you go. Okay, that's it. It just needs to be adjusted, people. This doesn't have any lock stick. Everybody was talking about they have lock stick. Mine doesn't have any lock stick. And it locks up super tight. No blade play up and down or side to side. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil in it. See if I can make it even smoother. I'm gonna get skip bearings for this one, people. I want skip bearings. You know me, I like my skiffs. Work the oil in there. CIVIVI usually, when they put the knives together, they're real dry. So lots of times they'll be squeaky and stuff, and you put a little bit of oil in them and work the oil into the bearings. Oh yeah. This is sweet. It's a sweet knife, people. I can tell it's sweet. Another thing that I want to check out too was the Damascus. I don't have any flaws in my Damascus. And the Damascus looks beautiful. This is some really cool looking Damascus, people. I love this pattern. It looks like a claw. is awesome. Under $100, people. Less than 100. Absolutely love it. It's fidgety. It's fidgety. This lock works. I think CIVIVI's got a winner. This next design lock, the super lock, it's a winner, people. I like it. I like it. And this is a great size for an EDC folder. You know, it'd be great for a gentleman's folder. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it, people. I'm digging it. Let's get some measurements. Let's get some measurements. I'm lusting over it. I think it's awesome. I think this one's an awesome one. I haven't purchased anything from CIVIVI or Artisan or really anybody because like all the knives have been like pretty much the same thing to me. It's like you start buying they just slightly change the style of it, but it's really just the same knife. So it's like it got kind of boring to me. It was like, I don't know, they were just changing. It's like, you know, like, remember how American cars, you know, used to always do where, let's say General Motors would have a Regal and for a Buick, and then Oldsmobile would have the Cutlass, and then a Chevrolet would have the Chevelle or whatever, and they would all be basically the same car with just different, slightly different body styles on them. That's what I started feeling about a lot of these knives that were coming from CIVIVI and Kaiser and a lot of the good makers in China. It's like they were starting to get too generic for me, and they're all having plunge locks, and either plunge locks or liner locks or frame locks. And plunge locks are, like, that group of locks is probably my favorite group of locks, but plunge locks aren't my favorite locks. I do like them though. I do like plunge locks, but the reason why they're not my super favorite locks because they're not a super strong lock. They're about as strong as like a liner lock. And they're known to fail and stuff like that, so you gotta be careful with them. So that's the reason why I always say if you get a plunge lock knife, well, here was the first Purple Rain. And if I remember right, this was the Cogent. I think it was the Cogent. This was my first Purple Rain. The first purple one I had. And after that, now you've seen all the other purple knives that followed after this one. But this was the OG. And I carried this one every day, all the time. It was like my favorite knife. This one has skips in it. It has the bearings in it that are the same size. I think all these have the same size bearings. And this one was the Conspirator. Another one that I liked. And they're all about the same size. You know, it's like a perfect size for EDC, you know. They know that because, you know, they know that it's CIVIVI because this is the size that everybody always says that they want. It's a little bit bigger than a 3-inch, but not as big as a 4-inch. So it's like legal almost everywhere. It's very smart and intelligent marketing that they do. It's like, you know, they study I think they study their market areas. And they know what people want. And this one was the Chevalier. Y'all remember this one. This one has G10 handles. This one has Micarta, and this is G10. And I can't remember all the different blade stills, people. Because CIVIVI doesn't mark their blades. Or do they? If they do, I don't know where they mark them. But I can't remember all the blade stills. I know one of these is supposed to be a Nitro V. It might be this one. And one of these is supposed to be a 14C28N. If I remember right. Or maybe both of these are 14C28N. And this is the Nitro V. This one was the first one that I got, though. And I don't know if you guys remember this one, the push button Elementum. The original push button Elementum. You know, I was into them for a couple of years. Pretty sweet. But this one is the new one. And I must say, oh, how much are we weighing here? Started to do something, I got sidetracked, huh? Okay. 4.3 ounces. 4.3 ounces on the weight. Let's see how the others compare to the others. 4.3 ounces for that one, right? Okay, we'll compare that one. The original Elementum, 3.3. So this is the lightest. We'll put this one down here. That's the lightest. The Chevalier, 3.5. Just a little bit heavier than that original Elementum. The Cogent, 3.8. The Conspirator, 3.8. And this one's the heaviest, 4.3. So they started out at 3.3, and now they're at 4.3. Now these all are cool knives, people. I love CIVIVI. I think CIVIVI makes excellent knives. And you know, as far as like, you know, like if you just need a knife for everyday carry, everyday EDC, just for cutting chores, not really for self-defense or anything like that. You just need a, you know, an inexpensive cutting tool that you can carry it very easily in your pocket, that's legal everywhere. These are excellent. These are excellent. These are excellent for that. And they're fun. They're fun to fidget with, you know, because button locks are a fun lock. That's one reason why I like button locks, is because they're fun. I don't really care for knives, any knives that I have to, you know, unlock like this, unless they're like a super strong lock, like a triad lock nowadays. That's the only time I put up with the, you know, I got to put my finger in the way of the path of the blade in order to close it. I do that with the triad lock because there's nothing better than a triad lock when it comes to strength, or when it comes to a lock I would trust for self-defense or survival or the apocalypse or whatever. You know what I mean? That's the folder I would trust the most in any kind of dire situation, be a triad lock folder. And it doesn't, and it's just about all the triad lock folders are, you know, very extremely trustworthy. You don't have to get a Raja, you don't have to get a Spot. Get whatever you like. Get whichever one, you know, flips your fancy, whether it be a big one or a small one, medium size, large size, extra large size. Get whichever one that you like. They're the best. Every real knife enthusiast should have at least one triad lock folder, in my opinion. I mean, if you're going to say that, you know, you think locks are great and stuff, you need to try out a triad if you haven't tried out a triad. They're the best. They're the most durable, and they can withstand just about everything. But anyway, when it comes to fidgeting though, the plunge lock is a great lock. And plunge locks are more common in like automatics. Most of your automatics use plunge locks. But the weak side to plunge lock is that they're not a super strong lock, because they don't, the plunger itself doesn't cover their entire blade tang. Like this one covers a lot of the blade tang. That's one thing that was good about the CIVIVIs and the CJRBs. They would cover a lot of the blade tang. Made them a little bit better in that area than, let's say, the Kaisers. But the plunge locks were all the rage, you know, last year and the year before, you know, it was all about the plunge locks. And I got a large collection of plunge locks, but you don't really see them in my box this year. It started out my boxing this year with the Kaiser plunge lock, the bag lighter, but that's my first knife that I purchased last year. But it very, very quickly got replaced by other knives that I like better. This one is really nice. This is a really nice knife, people. You know what? CIVIVI hit a home run with this one. And I can tell by the thin edge, it's going to be a great slicer. It looks like they did an excellent sharpening job. It's got about a 3 millimeter thick blade. Let's measure it out. I love it. I love the style of it. And we're going to do a part two video on this one, people. As soon as we do our measurements and things, we're gonna shut this one down. We're gonna go to do part two. Part two is gonna be a surprise. Okay. Zeroed out. 2.87. Yep, 2.88. Okay. The tip, it's not a pry bar tip. 0.72 millimeters. Not a pry bar tip, people. Beautiful knife. I like it. I like it. I started to get the black Ultim one. I still might. 11.89 for thickness. 8.9. This is millimeters. This is a great EDC folder, people. It's to me, I like this one better than all of these. This is the best yet for CIVIVI. CIVIVI's moving on up like the Jeffersons. They're coming out with better stuff. And Snex is, he's a knife designer from Malaysia, I think it was, I heard. You know, I'm just going back from what I heard on other videos, other people's videos. They did, because I watched everybody's videos on this. Because when I first saw it, I was like, whoa, that's really sweet. Because it's like a, you know, it operates like a shark lock, where, you know, you pull back on the bar right here, and it's even jimped like sort of like a shark lock. And I can feel this knife breaking in, people. It's getting better. At first it was kind of sticky. It needed oil. Oil and the proper adjustment on the pivot. Centering's good. Slightly up. Maybe that might be from my adjustment too. Let me hold on. Let me see what I did. There we go. Okay. It's a beautiful knife, people. I'm digging it. Makes nice sounds too. This is sweet. All right. All right. All right. I'm getting excited. I like it when I get something that's new and fun. 3.5 inches for the blade. It's a real 3.5 inch blade. And 4 3/8. 4 3/8 for the handle length. Total length 7 7/8. Almost 8 inches. Just right under 8 inches. It's all steel, I'm pretty sure. Yep, steel. Steel. And we know the lock bar better be steel. Yep. You don't ever want a lock bar that's not steel, people. Liners. Okay. All steel. So all steel construction. You got ivory G10 handle scales, stainless steel pocket clip, and Damascus blade. I'm not sure what kind of Damascus that is, though. Let me see. It just says Damascus blade. So I don't know what type of Damascus it is. C22036-DS1. Vision FG. Ivory G10 handles. Damascus blade. Absolutely love it. All right, people. Well, we're going to end this one, and we'll come back with part 2. Peace out. Stiletto.